Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. So in today's video, I'm going to show you how I got ready for my 30th birthday, and this is the look that I wore for the daytime. It's a very soft and simple look, and if you want to know what all I did that day and how I got my hair transformed and everything, then please do continue watching. So starting off with my bare skin. So here my skin and lips are all prepped and set to go. Beginning with the primer, I'm taking my e.l.f. Power Grip Primer, which is a sticky kind of a primer. So I'm just applying that to the main areas of my face and just gonna use my fingertips to blend everything in, and it provides a nice tacky base and also adds a little bit of dewy glowy effect onto the skin. While the primer is kind of soaking in, I'm just gonna fill in my eyebrows, for which I'm taking the Lakme Absolute Micro Brow Definer in the shade Charcoal, and just gonna fill them in a natural way, not gonna define them too much because this is a daytime look, so I'm keeping everything subtle and natural. And once that is done, I'm just gonna comb it through my spoolie from the same eyebrow product. For the base, I'm going to keep it extremely natural and quick. So I'm doing this one-step base inspired by Chloe Morello, which works all the time for me. So first I took the NYX Bear With Me concealer in the shade Tan and just applied that wherever I would generally highlight. And then I used my K-Beauty liquid concealer in the shade 185N to conceal any of my pigmentation, and then I took my iconic London Super Bronze liquid bronzer in the shade Spice Tan and put that wherever I would normally bronze and contour my face. And then comes the blusher, for which I use my Peripera Airy Velvet Ink in the shade 15, which is a beautiful corally pink shade. So I just put that right on, sort of on the tops of the cheekbones and a little bit on the nose. And for foundation, I'm mixing the One Size Turn Up the Base tint in the shade Dark 2 and the Charmacy Milano Matte Foundation in 05. Mix them both together to custom create my skin color because one is a little bit dark and one is a little bit light, and mixing them together just gave me the perfect shade. So I'm just applying that elsewhere on the face wherever I see any gap and wherever I want some coverage. And before blending them in, I'm just using my e.l.f. Stay All Night setting spray and just misting that on my face. And starting from the lighter shade of concealer, I'm just using my PAC concealer brush to blend the concealer here because on the under eyes and everything the bigger brush cannot reach, so I use my concealer brush only for the concealer. And then I blended out the foundation like so using my Sephora 06 multitasker brush, and then I moved on to the contour which I have on and blended it well. And I'm using the same brush for that naturally effect, so that every product sinks into the skin and blends well onto the skin. Then I moved on to the blusher, and yeah, that's how the blusher looked. It looked very youthful and fresh. And finally, I just gave it a quick little blend all over so that everything looks seamless, and that's how the base looks. Can you see how beautiful and natural the skin looks, yet it has your foundation, concealer, highlight, everything. And I decided to add a bit more blusher because I like my blusher, and put that on the cheeks, on the nose, and a little bit on the eyelids as well as a base for my eyeshadow. And then just blended everything out slowly and gently. And this color is such a beautiful color on my dusky skin tone. It just awakens the whole complexion. Then to set and bake, I'm using my favorite Huda Beauty Easy Bake Loose Powder in the shade Kunafa. And before baking, I'm just using my concealer brush to remove any creases. That way, the under eyes will be prevented from any crease, and immediately set it with the loose powder so that everything is locked and set in place. I'm also setting my eyelids and the rest of the face as well, such as the T-zone, around the mouth area, and whatever powder is just left on the powder puff, I'm just running that on the perimeters of my face as well so that everything is set, because my skin is extremely oily and I want everything to be intact. For eyeshadow, I'm taking the Toffee Brown Mini Eyeshadow Palette from Huda Beauty, taking that warm brown matte shade and just taking it on a big fluffy brush and just running that all over the eyelid and a little bit on the crease as a wash of color on the eyelids. Then I'm going to take this lighter shade of brown again, which is matte, and using that to blend the crease further using a different blending brush from Rene. And this brush is so beautiful, you guys. These Rene brushes are so high in quality and so affordable. I'm just mind blown. Then I'm going to take a light matte bone kind of a shade and just putting that right on the center of the eyelid, and also on the inner corner of the eyelid, just to make my eyelids more prominent for the daytime and not too made up. And again, I went in with a big fluffy brush with no eyeshadow at all and just defined the outer corners and my crease. Next, I'm going to take the Lakme Absolute Gel Eye Pencil in a black shade and just applying the kajal only to the outer corner and sort of the mid area of the upper lash line, not going to go towards the inner corner at this point. And then immediately I'm going to take my angled brush and just pull out the wing like so, and this is going to create a soft little winged eyeliner on the eyes and also make it a little bit smoky. And then I applied the same kajal to the inner corners and the mid portion of my upper lash line. Very, very thin liner, not going to keep it thick at all. And again, I'm going to use my eyeliner brush to blend and soften things out. Then I decided to smoke it a bit further using the brown eyeshadow that I use on my eyelids and make it a smoky liner, and also defining the lower lash line using a pencil brush and the same brown eyeshadow. Once that is done, whatever powder is a little bit excess on the face, I'm just gonna dust it off using this Tan Beauty powder brush and then move on to mascara, for which I'm using the L'Oreal Air Volume Mascara. This is such a good tubing mascara and provides so much of volume and definition to the lashes. So I'm adding several coats of this mascara to my top eyelashes mostly, and just a slight definition on the lower lashes as well. Then coming to the lips, I'm taking the Revolution Relove lip liner in the shade Wonder, which is a dark toned brown lip liner, and using that to slightly overdraw and outline my lips like so, which I usually do. You guys all have seen it, so that's what I exactly did here. And for lipstick, I'm using the same cheek tint that I used on the cheeks and just blending it out using my fingertips to give it a super natural effect. And I applied my lip gloss. This is the Fenty Beauty lip gloss. It's such a beautiful light peachy shade and adds a lot of glossiness to the lips. I also decided to add a bit of highlight in the end. So this is the Ofra Cosmetics highlighter in a different shade. It's not Rodeo Dry, but I'll put the exact shade name in the description box. But that's what I use to highlight the cheekbones, the bridge of the nose, the inner corners of the eyes, and a little bit on the brow bone as well, as a subtle little highlight. And then finally, I just set everything in place using the e.l.f. Stay All Night Setting Mist. This is such a good setting mist if you want your makeup to last for really, really long and not alter the finish of the makeup as well. And then I just let it dry using my handheld fan like so. And then I put on my jacket. This is from Sassafras. And the hair is very greasy at the moment, but do not worry, we'll sort it out in the salon. I put on my watch and my favorite, the Body Shop Vanilla Body Mist. I just sprayed that on my body, and this is how the makeup look has turned out. It was very fresh and perfect for the daytime, very soft kind of a glam for my birthday. And now you guys can continue watching the vlog. Chicky